So pretty much if you don't know, Hoyoverse games such as Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail tend to have a very cult following and sometimes toxic community. Now I'm not saying this is all of the community, it's only a very tight bunch of them, but there's been a recent controversy with Honkai Star Rail with a new character called Sparkle. And pretty much this is one tweet that kind of sums it up. There's been many tweets on Twitter at the moment kind of saying the same kind of message. And it says, I'm actually in shock because what do you mean? Sparkle is racist and ableist. Now this is actually insane, like calling a character in Honkai Star Rail racist and ableist. I mean, hey, they might be, and we're going to go into why they could be or why they might not be. But from what I know, Sparkle is a bad guy, so it seems like there's nothing wrong here. So pretty much in some of these images, they bring up voice lines between Aventurine and Sparkle. These are two new characters that came to Penacony. And pretty much they're saying that in this conversation, Sparkle is being racist and also ableist in it. So pretty much the first voice line says, did you get naked and beg for him for mercy where the IPC won't hurt Penacony?
What?
I don't really get what this one's to do with it, but apparently they're saying it's to do with Romanian slaves that had some very, very horrible things that happened to them. And apparently this is some kind of reference to it, which I think is a bit of a stretch. And also, it's not only Sparkle that they're going after, it's also Dr. Ratio, the guy that has been loved in the game because he's a free character and everything, and he just got quite a funny personality. But pretty much here it's saying that he said, without that sandstone you are just a Sazonian slave who is sentenced to death by the company. Was the product code on your neck also a gift from the Amber King? Now I don't know if that's kind of a mistranslation here because I feel like some of that doesn't make sense, but pretty much what they're saying here is that the Sigonia is referring to Romania, which they did also mention in the last picture, and pretty much Romania has had a really bad history with slaves and stuff for years and years. And apparently this is what Honkai Star Rail is referring it to, which I think is a little bit of a stretch because I don't think Sigonia has anything to do with Romania. I may be wrong here, maybe some area in Romania, but from what I've looked up, it seems like they have nothing to do with it. And pretty much they're saying this is just a replacement word for Romania. And so pretty much on this picture here, it's got Sparkle saying, you know what your Signoria people are, right? Liars, thieves, social butterflies, hypocrites, fits you. So she's pretty much stereotyping him as a kind of, you know, bad person because a lot of the people are apparently bad from that planet, which she may be absolutely right, or she could be absolutely wrong because we do see it even in the modern world of people just kind of assuming that some people are bad just because they come from a certain country, which obviously isn't true. And yeah, to be fair, she is being a little bit racist here. And I can definitely understand why the Twitter user thinks this. And again, on this final image, she says, why don't you find a mute person to be your friend? At least they won't be able to leave you. So pretty much she's referring to the disability of someone being mute, where, you know, they don't talk. And again, she's kind of being ableist here because she's saying that someone that can't talk could be his friend because they won't be able to leave him, which doesn't really make any sense because just because you can't talk doesn't mean you can't leave someone, which is a little bit weird, but okay. But yeah, there are many people that are very annoyed with this character Sparkle, and even people are sending death threats to people that like Sparkle. We're planning on maining her in the future, which is just kind of messed up. You shouldn't be sending death threats to anyone, no matter what it is, because it's horrible, and you know, no one deserves that, especially in a game like Honkai Star Rail.
Kill yourself.
And even if you do like a bad guy in a game, then I don't think you should be attacked for it because, you know, it's just a game. It's not real. And again, here's another tweet here saying that being racist isn't morally ambiguous and you and everyone who liked this tweet will go to hell.
Oh no. Anyway.
And this is in response to a tweet saying that Star Rail players are soft as hell and saying that Sparkle is absolutely a racist and that's a good thing. And then they continue saying that Hoyoverse is a disgusting company and that they don't care if you like their games or their racist characters, but don't defend them when you know Hoyo shares the same views as this Sparkle deep down. Honestly, I don't know what they're talking about here. I don't think Hoyoverse is inherently a racist company. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, but hey, who knows? Maybe they are. I haven't seen anything though, so I can't tell you. But the thing is here, I don't think it's a bad thing that Sparkle is racist or ableist because it makes her a bad character. I mean, you think about all of the great stories, especially in anime, you think about Code Geass, you think about the Britannians. There wasn't a massive Twitter thread like this whenever the Britannians were doing horrible things to the Japanese people in an anime, or even other great anime like Attack on Titan, where the Malians were being racist towards the Eldians, and also a little bit the other way around too. And you'll notice a really important trend with these two animes is that they are both great stories. And I think Sparkle being a racist and ableist character makes her much more hateable. And whenever we get a new Penacony story with Sparkle in it, we can hate her more, and also it will feel better whenever we, I don't know, defeat her or something, or whatever's going to happen in the story. Because I think people are pretty tired of having these really safe villains, especially with games like Genshin Impact. Villains in Genshin are actually quite soft and they don't really cover any of these issues, and they just kind of make them like, oh, evil, but not that evil. And I think the Sparkle being like this actually makes it better for Honkai Star Star Rail. And I think it's actually really positive for the story in general, because it seems like the story writers can go in this direction, instead of making really boring villains like they did in Genshin. Because let's be real, Signora and people like that really aren't that bad. They, you know, they did a few things like the, oh, I'm gonna take over this city kind of thing, or I'm gonna, you know, trick people or whatever, but this is actually evil. Because I think that more people will be able to connect with the story, and it will feel much more real, rather than what feels like a kid's show of a story, especially whenever it comes to Genshin Impact. They have been really improving with Fontaine. Fontaine actually got a little bit deeper, but definitely the early story of Genshin Impact was really like, hey, are we watching a kid's cartoon or something? Because it was soft. And especially seeing as we have some of the top writers on Honkai Star Rail who wrote some of the most amazing story in Honkai Impact 3rd, I think that they're really going to cook with this, and I think that Sparkle being racist and ableist is a good plot device. So yeah, I don't know why these players are really complaining about this, because this is a good thing, and although she is racist and ableist, she's supposed to be an evil character. I mean, what do you want them to do? Make her really nice and it not be a villain at all? It wouldn't make any sense. So I really hope Hoyoverse don't change anything here and just carry on with what they're doing, because it's great. It's like, you know, makes a really hateable villain for us to, you know, want to defeat. And I don't think it makes the company racist or ableist too. It's just a game, it's just the story, and, you know, every story needs some dark topics in it, or else it just wouldn't be very exciting at all. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think they should continue writing the story like this, and, you know, including really evil characters like this? Or do you agree with these people and think that, oh, maybe we should have a much softer story, and that somehow making a character racist and ableist makes an entire company racist and ableist, and people who play her racist and ableist? So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, this is all I got on this story, and I'll be sure to update you if anything else happens. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. That's all. See ya!